My name is Ann Zivitz-Keats, and I am the Director of Cultural Programming for the Goldring-Woldenberg Institute of Southern Jewish Life, also known as the ISJL. And it's my pleasure to welcome you guys this evening on behalf of your Jewish Federations who made this evening possible. The Jewish Federation of Tulsa, the Jewish Federation of Greater Chattanooga, the Jewish Federation of North Louisiana, and the Jewish Federation's network of independent communities. Somebody unmuted themselves. Mute. If you have a moment, since you're all on mute, please use the chat to type in your city and state so we can see where everybody's from. And a bit of housekeeping. So because you're all on mute, we're going to use the sign language for applause when we're very, very happy with Saul and his performances. Also, if you have a comment, you can type it in the chat. Thank you, David Pepper, for starting us off. Lastly, don't forget to join us right back here on Thursdays, May 7th, 14th, and 21st for the wonderful classes with Joel Hoffman at 7 p.m. Central Time starting this coming Thursday. If you haven't already, you'll receive a new link for that'll be good for all three of those sessions with Joel. International touring artist Saul Kaye is pioneering a new genre of music, Jewish blues. If you can imagine Muddy Waters meets Shlomo Carlebach, you've got an artist here who is bringing something new to modern Jewish music and bridging the gap between the Delta and the Torah. On his latest CD, Jewish Blues Volume 4, Saul digs deep into the Torah. Somebody's unmuted. Saul digs deep into the Torah and mines the riches of gospel, blues, and soul. Ladies and gentlemen, Saul Kaye.
Thanks so much, Ann. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, beautiful. Thanks for having me. So it's really an honor to be here, and I'm slowly getting used to Zoom concerts. A little different feeling, but I can definitely feel you in the room-ish. So if you can turn your cameras, I always like to see your Shane and Punin, as my Bubby would say. So we can spend a little time together this evening. So in honor of this unique time in our lives, I decided to learn some new things. So I brought my son, Elijah, a ukulele, who turned 6 today, and I also had to get one so I could learn how to play it at the same time. I also found my wife's mandolin from her high school days. This is 20-some years old, and she never played it, and I had never played one before. So I just learned both of these instruments. I like to start with something new and fresh. And I want to encourage you to, even if we're muted, to sing loud and proud with the mute button on. Your neighbor won't hear you, but you're going to look good and you're going to sound good. Try the muting again. Do another one, like the other one. Thank you all so much. I'm going to change guitars, pick up something a little bit bigger. Thank you all so much for coming, wherever you are. I'd like to welcome some different communities. Welcome Tallahassee. Welcome Chattanooga. And another from Tennessee. Welcome to Melbourne, Florida. Southeastern North Carolina. Feel free to drop comments in the chat as I'm going. I'll get to them as I can. So, what I'm thinking is that, here we go. I'm going to release an album called Niguns of Hope. Nigun is a wordless Jewish melody. Wordless Jewish melody. Things like Yadai, My, Bidi Bum, etc. Nonsensical syllables that really, the reason why they are so powerful is because they express more than our intellect can bear, right? They transcend our intellect. They pass over our intellect, and they take whatever is in our heart and spirit and take it where it needs to go. And so I think definitely in times like these, sometimes, words just fail us completely. Like, words aren't going to do it. We can't think our way out of this, right? So just like a young mother understands exactly what their baby needs when they say mama, and they somehow know that that means they need food or they need this and need that. It's the same with God and us singing these syllables that don't have words attached. So that's why we love and we so naturally are drawn into and moved by niguns, by wordless melodies. They don't let the words get in the way. All right, let me find a tuner here. We'll rock and roll. Or not. All right. So this next song was actually sung at one of my ISJL concerts. One of my favorite shows I've ever done. It was a show in, I believe it was Galveston, Texas. And can correct me here if I'm wrong. And it was an interdisciplinary, interfaith show with a room full of Muslims, Christians, and Jews, and probably 150 of each. And I sang the song for everyone, I should say with everyone, and we all substituted things. And what was powerful was that this song was originally written by a preacher whose name is Edward Boatner. And the song was written in 1895. I like old school tunes. And the song was originally called I Want Jesus to Walk With Me. And so, seeing as how I am Jewish and I play in synagogue, I changed the words a little bit. So I changed it to I Want Hashem to Walk With Me. Now, that particular evening, there were people that said, I want Jesus to walk with me, because they were Christian, and it was powerful for them. There were people that night that said, I want Allah to walk with me, and it was incredible, this cacophony of blessing, right? All hands pointing to a different source. And so whatever word works for you, the 72 names of God, you could substitute whatever. We're going to say, I want Hashem to walk with me. And can you hear the guitar okay? Yes. Okay, cool, awesome. Might hear some cars driving in the background. I want Hashem to walk with me. I want Hashem to walk with me. When I'm down walk with me. Let's say, ya-da-da, ya-da-da-da, ya-da-da. You can sing in your living room. Ya-da-da-da, ya-da-da, 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 ya-da-da-da, ya-da-da. Walk with me one time. I want Hashem to walk with me. I want Hashem to walk with me. When I'm down on my knees, I want Hashem to walk with me. All right, thank you so much. I'm going to close my window. Some dogs in the background. Hang on a second. All right. Okay, so new song, new guitar. See how many instruments I can play. The benefit of doing concerts in my studio here is I can just reach every direction and there's a new guitar. So this right here, let me make sure y'all can see me okay. Let's give it back. Is that better? See the whole thing? Yeah? Okay, cool. So this guitar right here is called a National Resophonic Guitar. And,
Rabbi Feivel just asked, how many guitars do you have?
Well, I only have a couple that are actually playable. I have a lot of bad guitars we've amassed. I don't know, probably 8 or 10, I think, somewhere around here. But yeah, there's only one that I really take on the road. Sometimes I take this one too, but I don't know, 8 to 10 on any good day. So, National Guitars. Great story behind this one right here. These are all handmade. Actually, the company in Southern California. Company started in 1925, National Guitars, and back then, you know, this is pre-PA, this is done in pre-Zoom, pre-Corona, and these guitar players were trying to compete with the big bands, you know, these giant bands, you know, Buddy Rich, whatever, and they have these big box guitars to try to compete, and so they created this resophonic guitar that basically has this tricone resonator inside of it, which is this. And so it really is super loud. So you get this. So that would like really just cut through. And so all the bluesmen picked these things up because it could really project on the street, and it sounds good with the slide too. So it's another story about the resophonic guitar. I'll tell you how I got it a little bit later on. Stick around. Another quick story about this song. actually made a card game about this song. It's pretty cool. I forgot about this, but this song's called Two Wolves, and someone made a card game. It's called like Feed Your Wolves. You can check it out. I forget who it was. It was a long time ago that I met the person. But basically, the song is about this concept from the Tanya. The Tanya is a book written by the Alter Rebbe, one of the Rebbes of the Chabad lineage, Rebbe Shneur Zalman. And the Tanya was basically a spiritual guide for people to, kind of like a guide to just get yourself right? Because he had so many students that would come to him. My funny midrash story about this, Rabbi Feivel, definitely don't fact check this one. It's definitely a reach over here. But my story is, he had so many students that kept coming to his house, asking the same questions over and over and over and over. He spent no time with his family. So eventually his wife's like, Rabbi, write a book for these kids. Write a book for these students. So we have time together. So he puts together the Tanya, and it's basically a guide for the Benoni, the person in between, right? This is this idea that there's like tzaddikim, the people that are totally righteous, never had a bad thought, sinful thought, never done anything wrong in their life, right? And there's the Rashas that kind of have done everything wrong. And then it's the Benonis. That's like everybody in between. And so this idea is that we all have two wolves that are inside of us, right? We have the good wolves and we have the not so good wolves. And in Hebrew, in the Kabbalistic way of interpreting the Hebrew, the Jewish experience, we have two different forces in us. We have the Yetzer HaTov, like the good inclination, and we have the Yetzer Hara. And our whole life is this like struggle between those. So I don't know, maybe, probably all of you are totally righteous and you've never had that struggle. But this blues man over here, I had a little bit of struggle with the good wolf and the bad wolf. So this song is called The Two Wolves. There are two wolves inside me. One tries to tell me and the other one believes. There are two wolves up inside of me. So be careful now, 'cause you never know which one you'll meet. Said meet the good wolf, yes, say hi to. He's faithful and obeys. He's always so well behaved. You can bet your last dollar that he will always stay. Sometimes I wake up so hungry, I can't eat, I can't sleep, the bad wolf kept me up all night. Now my eyes are red and blaze in the morning light. 'Cause there are two wolves inside me. There's one tries to tell me and the other one believes. There are two wolves up inside of me. So be careful now, 'cause I'm not Benoni. Ah. I'm not Benoni. They lead the bad wolves in honor of them. Carrying my family and friends. We see all upon that belief. And you won't be satisfied until everybody believes. There are two wolves inside me. One tries to tell me, the other one believes. There are two wolves, up inside of me. So be careful now, 'cause I'm not Thank y'all so much. It's called Two Wolves. My name is Saul Kaye, and I'm live here south of San Francisco. It's kind of fun. It feels sort of like a radio show meets TV show. You know, you have that loud silence as soon as you finish. So, but I feel you out there. I feel you wherever you are. I feel you in Chattanooga. Go ahead and feel free to drop some comments in the Zoom. I always like a little interactive feedback, and feel free to turn your camera if you want. I'm just going to look for my tuner 1 second. Yep. I had it around here somewhere. Maybe guitar, put the camera. Oh, where it went. Oh, okay. All right, so let's see. Any requests? I just like to ask that. It's funny. I played in bars for 20 years, 7 nights a week before Shabbat became important to me, and then 6 nights a week. And back when people used to go to bars, and back when people used to buy things like CDs, I made 10 of these things before I realized that no one actually uses these anymore. But they were definitely a fun experience, and I've been blessed to produce 5 CDs for other artists. And my wife and I always, we laugh and joke like, who's up next? So I think she's up next for the next record. I'm a producer. Her name is Ilana Jagoda Kaye. You might have heard of her. She's a little well known in the Jewish world as well. I think she's right outside. And we're working on a record for her as well. And I've also been honored to produce a record for Joe Buchanan, who some of you might know. Actually, his 2 records, I produced both of those. And definitely very proud of those as well, and as well as what he's doing, what he's bringing to the Jewish world as well. So check them out. Check them both out when you get some time. So this is another song that was I think it's what called a spiritual back in the days, but a Christian spiritual. It's sort of a genre of music, right? It's just a weird way of calling it. But anyway, back in the late 1800s, that's what they call them. And so this one's originally called Jesus, Make Up My Dying Bed. And then someone by the name of Robert Zimmerman got a hold of it, and he changed it to a song called In My Time of Dying. And some guys from England also got a hold of it, and pretty much everybody else did. So I'm going to do my own version of it. It's called In My Time of Dying. Don't want nobody to moan. All I want is you, my friend. Carry my body home. Well, 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 so I can die easy. Well, well, well. Well, 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 so I can die easy. I shall gonna make up my mind. friend to carry my body home. Well, 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 so I can tell you, well, 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 well. Well, 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 so I can tell you, now she'll go to bed with my diamond. Thank y'all so much. Call in my time of dying. Appreciate y'all. All right, we got pets in the house. Good. Okay, so I'll play a few more songs. All right. Thanks, Rabbi Fievel. Appreciate it. So, yeah, I'll play a few more. Hey, if you're at home, it's happy hour somewhere in the world. So make yourself comfortable. Grab a cup of tea, grab a bourbon, whatever you need. I'm playing some blues. Blues, bourbon, barbecue, they all go together. I'm drinking water, but do make yourself comfortable. I could never say that in shul, so I can say it at home now. Well, I'll tell you a little story if that's all right. Those of you that don't know me, but just give me a thumbs up if you can hear my voice, okay? Ann? I'm okay? Yeah, okay, cool. It's just so odd to not hear it back. All right. So, all right, we got a little Zoom thumbs up. So my family's from South Africa, and originally my great-great-grandfathers were from Latvia and Lithuania, which at that time was part of Russia. And my son, Elijah, whose birthday is today, is named after my great-grandfather, whose name is Eli. So this next song is really their story. And Eli and his brother Harry Sussman, there's actually books written about them. I'll tell you about that in a minute. They were conscripted into the Russian army when they were about 15. Oh, and can you just mute out? Everybody, there's a little noise going on. Thanks, I appreciate it. So they were conscripted into the Russian army when they were 15. And back then, in like the late 1800s, if you were, as a Jewish person, conscripted into the Russian army, the chances of you ever coming out or coming out alive were almost none. So they decided that they were going to flee town. So under the cover of a wagon train, late one night they left town. And they heard there was gold and diamonds in South Africa. I heard you can make your fortune. I'm not sure what happened. We're screen sharing now. It's fine. So they heard you could make your fortune down in South Africa. And so they went all the way down there and they landed in Zimbabwe area where the Zambezi River is. Now the Zambezi River bisects what was then northern and southern Rhodesia and then became Zimbabwe and Zambia. And they started a cattle trading business. In that era, there was this big cattle plague in South Africa. And so all these cattle were dying. So they started this business importing cattle from their region, just the Zimbabwe, Zambezi River region, to South Africa. And there was a great plague then too called blackwater fever. It's an advanced form of malaria that turns your skin black if left untreated. So the only cure is to quarantine the victim. Wow, there's a lot of parallels over here. Quarantine the victim and hydrate them. This is the story called Blackwater Fever. And someone's screen sharing again. You could just make me this featured speaker.
I'm sorry. I'm trying. I did it once.
No problem. You could just put a picture of some cattle in a river and it'll be thematically tied in. can't believe I'm still here again. Where's my brother? Where's my father? Where's my champion to me now? Spent 3 days on an anthill in the sun, drinking Zulu beer, sweating blood and tears, trying to get this sickness out of me. Now each drop brings me one step closer to the end of my sweet short life. Someone please call my wife and tell her that like water fever's in my eyes. Like water fever's telling me lies. How I miss the Russian winter. Nights black as death, watching trails of breath, praying this one won't be my last. Now I can't even feel the cold. And I'm praying for my mortal soul. Someone please call my brother and tell him that black water fever's in my bones. Black water fever won't leave me alone. I'm cold, so cold, so cold in my bones. Feeling so, so like water, fever won't leave me alone. Working on this river many years, sweating blood and tears, trading hope for fears, trying to forge this business in the stone. Now I feel it's gonna fall apart, and that will only break my heart. Someone please call my father and tell him that black water fever's tearing me up. Somebody please fill my cup. Black water fever's killing me. Maybe some little beer gonna set me free. I can tell you that you got to get free. Thank you you so much. All right, well, we'll do a little singing along together. You can keep yourselves muted. That way you can sing as loud and out of tune and enjoy yourself, feel comfortable, we'll sing something together. And there's a great quote by Bernice Regan. She was the leader, I think she still is the leader of a group called Sweet Honey in the Rock. They've been around 30, maybe 40 years now. All right, Amy, I see that Golden Gate Bridge in the background. That's nice. Very cool. My son and I just built a Golden Gate Bridge out of cardboard for his school project. It was challenging. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, Sweet Honey in the Rock. Yeah, so Sweet Honey in the Rock has been around 30, 40 years, and there's a famous concert they did at, I believe it was Carnegie Hall. And before they do this song, Bernice talks about, when there's a storm up ahead in your life and you want change, you walk into it. So she says, wade on into that water. It's going to be troubled water. Children dressed in white said God's gonna trouble the water. Must be the children of the Israelites said God's gonna trouble the water. Come on and wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Oh, those children dressed in blue say God's gonna trouble the water. Must be the children that made it through say God's gonna trouble the water. Come on and wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. The God's gonna trouble the water. Oh, those children dressed in the red said God's gonna trouble the water. Must be the children that Moses led. God's gonna trouble the water. Come on and wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. The God's gonna trouble the water. Oh, those children dressed in black, then God's gonna trouble the water. Must be the hypocrites turning back, then God's gonna trouble the water. Come on and wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. My God's gonna trouble the water. How God's gonna trouble the water. How God's gonna trouble the water. Low kid's gonna trouble the water. How God's gonna trouble. How God's gonna trouble the water. That hot girl's gonna trouble the water. Shaddai's gonna trouble the water. So God's gonna trouble the water. He's gonna right, thank y'all so much. I think we have time for one or two more if you guys are up for it. I'll pick up my resonator. All right, thank y'all so much. I'd have to say thank you to the ISJL for hosting me. I can get this back so you can see this here. Is that better? What do they say in that movie, Tootsie? Pan back. How about Cleveland? Oh, somebody got that joke. All right, so let's go. So this song is, love it or leave it. We do live in America. For all of its ups and downs, all of its, massive challenges, especially right now, I'm grateful to be here. I am a first-generation immigrant. I am born in South Africa. I am technically a white Afro-American. Yes, I put it on the UC Berkeley resume. That's how I got in. It wasn't my grades. I think they're like, just let him in. He's Jewish, white Afro-American. I don't know. Just let him in. Just let him in. So we come from Africa, and I do appreciate what we have in all its complexities. And so with that, I know that, America could use some blessings. So we'll sing a song that you probably have heard before. It actually has 6 verses, 4 of which you definitely don't know. One you definitely do, and one you may have heard by Ray Charles. So I'm going to start with that one. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberated strife, who more than self their country love, and mercy more than life. Talking about America, sweet America. God shed her grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesty above the fruited plain. America, sweet America, God done shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. All right, thank y'all so much. So I'll end with one more song here. I think we have just a little more time here. I'll say thanks again, once again, to Ann for organizing this and all the other communities that support this and live music and live-ish music as we do here in this current pandemic environment, and whatever we can do to contribute to the betterment of our fellow person is just very important right now more than ever.
And before you sing your last song and we say goodbye to everybody, I just want to say once again, it's the pleasure of the Institute of Southern Jewish Life to host this event, but the real sponsors of this event are the Jewish Federation of Tulsa, of Greater Chattanooga, of North Louisiana, and the network of independent communities, and I want to thank them so much and all of their communities for joining us, and I look forward to seeing all of you, and I hope you'll tell your friends to come back on Thursday night for the first of 3 of Joel Hoffman's classes. Thanks again, Saul, and I'll thank you at the end, too.
All right, my pleasure. And you can find me online, pretty easy to find, saulkaye.com. I have 10 records out on iTunes.
Yeah, and one of these days, when this is all over, we look forward to getting you back face-to-face in our communities.
I love it. I've done a lot of services and concerts online, and it's just not the same as being in the same room. But yeah, if you guys have communities and you like this format, you'd love to bring me out, so to speak, even before I can physically be there, then I like the commute over here. It's 4 feet from my bedroom at my office, and happy to contribute in any way that I can.
Great.
So this song was commissioned. I was actually recently on this cool little compilation a compilation video that came out on Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel's birthday, and it was a song called "The World Is a Circle." And I got this. This is a classic Craig Talman. For anyone that knows him, Craig is like, "Hey, can you do something for me?" Sure, when? Like right now. Oh, okay. So he emails me on Tuesday. He said, "Hey, I have this compilation coming out tomorrow. Can you record a video and sing this tune, which I'd never sung before? And can you get your wife to do it and your kids?" I'm like, "Wow, that's asking a lot." No, sure, yes. The answer is always yes. So we say yes. We figured it out. And we did it, and you can see it on my Facebook page. It's called "The World Is a Circle." It's this really cool video where you have all these artists from all over the world singing parts of this song, and the video is compiled. So you can see me around minute 2 and my family around minute 2:15, and a bunch of other great artists, friend Billy Jonas, and singing the chorus. So it was really cool to be part of that experience. And Craig also asked me about 10 years ago, after hearing my first 2 records, Jewish Blues Volume 1 and 2, he said, "Saul, do you have any lullabies?" I said, "No, not really." He's like, "Well, can you write one?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem. How much time do I have?" It's like 24 hours. Hang up. Okay, so I went home that night, and I wrote this song, and it was a rainy night in El Chipotle, just in the northern part of the Bay Area. There was a cricket in my studio, and I went home and recorded it in one take. I sent it to him. I said, "Hey, Craig, I think this is what I'm thinking about putting out." And he's like, "It's perfect, I'll take it." So he put that exact version on it's a lullaby compilation, and it's called The Shema. You may know it. Feel free to sing along in your homes. Good night, sweet love, good night. Listen as the rain falls down. Crickets whisper in the air of a long day. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. All day long you dream of this moment, and fears. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Sleep, it's time to sleep. I will see you tomorrow. Dream, it's time to dream of your future blessings. Finally, you close your eyes. I will sing you to sleep. Feel the pillow cradle your worries and fears. All the angels sing with me. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a blessed night. Yeah. Shall be one. Happy birthday to my son.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Saul, and thank you, everyone, for joining us. And we'll see you again on Thursday night.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.